say I feel very honored to be asked to introduce Victoria Maloch, the 2012 South Arkansas Women's Network Horizon Award recipient. There are many distinguished community leaders, state, and even U.S. politicians that could be filling this position this evening, but thank you, Victoria, for allowing me to introduce you. Truly, I can say that I have struggled with what I would say this evening. Not because there was not enough information, but because Victoria is such a special young lady. As Jennifer Miller explained, the Horizon Award will honor young college and business professional women who are under the age of 26, serving as a role model for young women in Columbia County, who have exhibited exemplary leadership through community service, honors, and awards or unique endeavors. Although the recipient is only required to meet one of the three criteria, Victoria has excelled in all of them. So after struggling, pondering, and praying, I decided I would just like to share with you this evening how I know Victoria. Although I was not personally acquainted with Victoria before she became a yacker 2 years ago, I began following her many accomplishments through our local news. Victoria became an active member of 4-H at the age of 5. What stood out in my mind the most was how this little girl could manage to show by herself a big bull at the Columbia County Fair and Livestock Show. I continued to read in the local news how Victoria Maloch excelled academically at Emerson schools, did volunteer work in her community, as well as in her state and nationally through her involvement in FFA, politics, and the list goes on. I began to become personally acquainted with Victoria in the summer of 2010 after I received her YAC application. She had just graduated from TYTL. The Columbia County YAC, as well as the other YACs in the state of Arkansas, will be forever changed because of Victoria's involvement. At the February 2012 YAC meeting, the agenda for the day included planning for the 2012 YAC grant cycle. YACers began working on the criteria for the grants. It was then that Victoria suggested that they consider giving a $100 YAC scholarship to a former YAC member of Columbia County. From her suggestion, the scholarship application was written and presented to the Arkansas Community Foundation for approval. Well, from my previous experience as an adult advisor of YAC, I understood that YAC funds could only be used for 501c3 organization. Man, was I floored when I received the email that this request was passed. It was passed through legal counsel and it had been approved. So now, not only Columbia County YACers can establish a YAC scholarship, but YACers throughout the state can do so as well. So now Victoria's dad, as you are known in the state capitol, I think now I know how you must have felt when at the age of 13, Victoria persuaded you to sponsor a bill designating rice as the official state grain. Victoria is truly a leader whose respect is key to her involvement and success in whatever challenging task she takes on. This respect is communicated through her kindness, her openness to ideas, and her willingness to share her time with others. All who associate with her respect her integrity, her maturity, her talent, and her sense of humor. At this time, I am pleased to present to you the 2012 South Arkansas Women's Network Horizon Award recipient. Please join me in congratulating Victoria Maloch.
I would first just like to say thank you to Ms. Annette for that lovely introduction. She's truly been a pleasure working with as part of the Youth Advisory Council, and I'm going to miss being a part of that group and seeing you once every month and missing a whole day of school. I'd also like to thank the South Arkansas Women's Network for this honor tonight. It was actually Ms. Annette who first told me that I'd received this Horizon Award. And as I began to think about and ponder on what I would like to say, the one thing that always stuck in my mind was a poem that I memorized during the 9th grade. That poem was actually by South Arkansas's own Maya Angelou, and it says, in her poem she writes, "I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. These lines of the poem stand out to me because the women of South Arkansas do make me proud. They make me proud that I've been able to look up to those women in my community. Our community in South Arkansas is full of phenomenal leaders, businesswomen, authors, poets, politicians, and one day, maybe it will be the home of the first female governor of Arkansas. That is, when I'm old enough to run. Tonight, I would just like to accept this award on behalf of all of the phenomenal women in my generation that you have inspired to step up and stand out, voice our opinions, serve our communities, and just be ourselves. I'd be at fault if I did not acknowledge that a portion of this award tonight goes to my parents as well. I'm thankful that they raised me to believe that if God has given you abilities or resources, whether they be money, time, or skill, that they are worthless unless you share them with someone else. I'd also like to thank the community for providing so many wonderful opportunities for young people. I've enjoyed being a member of today's Youth, Tomorrow's Leaders, and the Youth Advisory Council. They provide me ways to truly get involved with the workings of our community. Finally, I'd like to thank all of the women that I've looked up to over the years. Whether you realized I was doing it or not, your phenomenal example is the reason I'm standing here today. It's such a great honor to accept this award tonight, and a simple thank you would never be enough. Thanks.